All right, hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a book that's become a global phenomenon, The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. And let me tell you, this is not your average productivity book. It's actually a story, and it starts somewhere really, really dark. Yeah, those are literally the first lines of the book. I mean, what a way to start, right? It just throws you right into the deep end, into the mind of one of our main characters, an entrepreneur who feels like she's lost it all and is, well, right on the edge. So, at its core, this book is way more than just a self-help guide. It's really a fable told through three characters who, let's be honest, kind of represent different parts of all of us. You've got the entrepreneur who's totally at her wit's end, the artist who's stuck in a creative rut, and this really weird, eccentric billionaire who's gonna show them the way. Their journey, it's meant to be our journey too.
So you're probably wondering, how on earth do these three people even cross paths? Well, it all kicks off at one of those big personal development conferences, where their lives are about to crash into each other in a way they never saw coming.
So let's paint a quick picture. The entrepreneur, she's facing a hostile takeover and feels like life has just completely stabbed her in the back. The artist, he's a brilliant creator, but he's totally paralyzed by procrastination and self-doubt. And then there's this homeless-looking guy, a bit strange, speaks in riddles, but there's this undeniable wisdom about him. And this conference is where they all meet. While they're at this conference, the main speaker, they call him the Spellbinder, drops this absolute bombshell of a line. And this quote, it really becomes the whole theme of the book. It's this choice we all face, right? Between just fitting in and actually changing the world. And then, plot twist. The guy who looked homeless, turns out he's a billionaire. And he makes the entrepreneur and the artist this wild offer. It's a total leap of faith for them, but saying yes is what launches this whole adventure and gets us to the real meat of the book's teachings. Okay, so this adventure takes them straight to the first and arguably the most important lesson. It's the absolute foundation of the whole 5 a.m. Club idea. It's called the Victory Hour. So what exactly is the Victory Hour? Simple. It's the first 60 minutes of your day, from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. The whole argument is that this hour is like a secret weapon. It's this pocket of pure quiet and focus before the rest of the world wakes up and all the chaos and distractions start pouring in. And this quote just nails the whole promise of the book. It's not just about the morning, you see. The idea is that when you intentionally take control of that first hour, it creates this incredible ripple effect. It makes your whole day better, which in turn elevates your entire life. Okay, but what do you do in that hour? I mean, it's not enough to just be awake, right? You have to be strategic about it. And that's where the book gets super practical with something called the 20-20-20 formula. So the formula breaks that 60-minute victory hour into 3 little 20-minute chunks. And each chunk has a very specific job to do, all designed to get your mind, your body, and your spirit ready for an amazing day. And the real magic here is the order you do them in. First up, move. We're talking intense exercise, something that makes you sweat. This is key because it flushes out cortisol, that's your stress hormone, and floods your brain with something called BDNF, which is like fertilizer for your brain cells. Next, for 20 minutes, you reflect. This is your time for journaling, meditation, planning your day, whatever gives you clarity and gratitude before the chaos hits. And finally, the last 20 minutes are for growing. Read a book, listen to a podcast or an audiobook, study a skill. It's like a complete workout for your entire being, mind, body, and soul. But see, this whole morning routine, it's about so much more than just being productive. The real goal is to build up what the book calls your 4 interior empires. So according to the book, being truly world-class isn't just about your mindset, your psychology. It's also about your heart set. That's your emotional life. Then there's your health set, which is pretty obvious. It's your physical health. And finally, your soul set, your connection to your purpose, your spirituality. The 20-20-20 formula, that's the daily workout for all 4 of these empires. And the book uses this amazing quote from Tolstoy that just sums it all up, doesn't it? The idea is that all that external success we chase, the kind that actually makes a difference in the world, it's really just a mirror reflecting the work we've put into our inner world, into those 4 empires. Okay, so you're doing it. You're waking up at 5 a.m., you're working on your inner empires. But let's be real. How do you keep that up without completely burning out? That's a huge question, and it brings us to the next big idea in the book, the twin cycles of genius. The big aha moment here is that greatness isn't about sprinting 24/7. That's a recipe for disaster. Instead, it's about a rhythm. The book talks about these two cycles. First, you have your high excellence cycle, which is when you're in the zone doing intense world-class work. But, and this is crucial, that has to be followed by a deep refueling cycle. That's when you intentionally step back to rest, recover, and recharge. It's the push and pull between these two that lets you perform at a high level without crashing and burning. And honestly, this might be the most important takeaway. We're all taught to believe that growth happens when we're grinding, right? But the book uses a great analogy, working out. You don't actually build muscle while you're lifting the weights. The muscle grows and repairs itself when you rest. It's the same principle. That recovery time isn't lazy. It's not a luxury. It's an absolute biological requirement for getting better. So in the end, the billionaire pulls all of these threads together. The 5 a.m. routine, the 4 inner empires, the work and rest cycles, and wraps them up with this incredible quote from George Bernard Shaw. It reminds us that all these tactics and strategies, they're not just for the sake of it. They're all in service of a bigger purpose, of being used for something you yourself recognize as mighty. And really, that's what this whole book and this whole breakdown comes down to, isn't it? It's all about this one simple question. It's about seeing tomorrow morning not just as another day, but as a completely clean slate, a brand new opportunity to build the life you want, starting with that very first hour. The choice, as it always is up to you.